Hi there, hi, this is Monica. I guess you're here because you have a speaking exam around the corner and you're feeling a little bit worried. Am I right? Well, you are in the right place because today I'm going to share with you tips and tricks on how you can do the greatest speaking test ever, okay? But this time we're going to focus on the second part of that test, which is the dialogue part or the interaction part, okay? If you missed last week's video, you can watch it again over here somewhere, okay, where I explained and discussed again ideas and tips on how to perform better in the monologue or in the first part of that speaking test, okay? But today, as I said, we're going to concentrate on the second part or on the interaction part. Okay, and the question is, okay, what is this dialogue about? Okay, this second part about, right? In the second part of this test, okay, what you have to do is a dialogue or an interaction, okay? An interaction is a conversation between two people which would last for about 5 minutes in total, okay? Which sounds like a lot, but I promise it's not that much. Okay? Now, let me tell you a secret. The exam starts from minute number 0, okay? So don't think that your exam starts in minute 2 or minute 3, not really. The exam starts the moment you say hello. What do you think about that? Shocking, huh? Okay, so we need to make sure that the way that we greet the other person, our partner, is spot on, okay? So it's very important the way we start our dialogue from the very beginning, okay? So please avoid the typical boring, plain way of saying hello, which is, hi, hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Okay, make sure that you use interesting ways of saying hello, okay? I'm going to show you a few. So you've got here a variety of expressions that you can use when saying hello. So we can say, how is it going? What's new? What have you been up to? What's up, mate? Great to see you. It's been a long time no see. It's been ages, or it's been a while, okay? So it's not important, I mean, it's not necessary to memorize all of them, but basically you just choose your favorite ones and then use them every time that you greet your partner, okay? Now, as important as saying hello is the way that we respond to the greetings, okay? So what do we say when they are saying hello to us, okay? We can also respond in style, okay, or with style. So you can say, okay, I'm good, I can't complain, or just same old, okay, means that there's not much new in your life. I've been better, okay, or never been better, okay, which is the opposite. Not bad. Doing great, how about you? Doing well. And finally, nothing new really. Okay, so as you can see, a big variety of expressions that you can use in your introductions. Okay, so now we finished saying hello and responding in style. Now let's move on to the main body of your dialogue. Now this part is the most important part of your conversation. This is the core part of your interaction. So that's why it's essential that you choose the best expressions and structures that you can show. Okay, now what you need to do at this part is to think for a minute and say, okay, what is the intention behind this activity? What do I need to do in this activity? Okay, because mainly it's normally a few of them and it's always the same. Okay, so for example, are they asking me to, for example, give advice? Or instead, do I have to suggest something? Do I need to convince someone? Do I need to express my opinion? Do I need to agree or disagree on something? Okay, you need to have it really clear in your head. Okay, what is it that you have to do? Because depending on that function, okay, you would have to use proper expressions that go with that function. Okay, so let me show you the most typical ones. Okay. So as I was saying, depending on the main function of your dialogue, you would choose different structures or expressions. These are the main functions used. For example, when you have to express your opinion, when you have to make a suggestion, when you have to give or ask for advice, when you need to agree or disagree on something, convince a person, to show your preferences, okay? So let's say, for example, that your speaking activity is one where you have to express your opinion. Now, here are a few expressions that you can use, but as I always say, you don't have to memorize all of them, just simply pick your favorite ones, maybe 2 or 3 that you can always use when expressing your opinion. For example, the way I see it, if it were up to me, I suppose that, as far as I know, if you ask me, I would say that, I'm pretty sure that, to my mind, okay? So just simply pick 2 or 3 and just keep on using them a lot. Okay, if you have to make a suggestion, here are some examples, okay? Oh, shall we grab a coffee? How about having a coffee? Why don't we have a coffee? I thought we might have a coffee together. Have you thought about having a coffee tomorrow? It might be a good idea to have a coffee. Why don't we have a coffee? Okay, so it's a problem if you don't like coffee really. But again, make sure that you just choose or pick your favorite ones and use them every time you have to suggest something. Next function is, well, how to accept these suggestions or say no to the suggestions. Of course, it's important what to say in response. If you like the suggestion, oh, that's a great idea, that's an awesome idea, that's a brilliant idea, okay, that sounds great. I thought we might, I'd love to, yes, why not, okay? So here are some of the responses that you can use, okay? And how to say no, you can say, well, I'd love to, but I'm afraid I can't, or I wish I could, but I'm not too sure if that's a good idea. I'm terribly sorry, but I can't, okay? So instead of saying no, thank you, okay, you have a nice variety. Now let's see more functions, okay? When you ask for advice, yeah, these are some expressions that you can use. What do you think I should do about blah, blah, blah? If you were me, what would you do? What would you do about this topic? What would you suggest I do? Could you give me some advice? Okay. And then when you are giving advice, well, you have no choice but to blah, blah, blah. It might be a good idea to make sure you, if I were you, I would. ING is worth a try. This means, for example, running is worth a try, okay? Whatever verb you use, it needs to end in ing, okay? Eating healthily is worth a try, okay? The sooner you quit, the better, okay? You might try running. Why don't you run? Okay, so different ways of giving advice to your partner. What else? How to agree or how to disagree. Okay, agreement. Oh, that's a good point. I can't argue with that. I couldn't agree more. I see what you mean. And then ways to disagree. Well, frankly, I doubt if that's a good idea. Yes, but don't you think that blah, blah, blah? I'm not so sure about that. Okay, let's face it. The truth of the matter is, okay, so again, pick your favorites and then keep on using them. How to convince a person. Well, I really think it would be a pity if you didn't, okay, this is a little bit of blackmail there. Okay, I'm begging you, will you do this for me? Okay, come on, just this once, only one time, just this once. Okay, let's do whatever, you won't regret it. Wouldn't it be better if you da-da-da? Okay, by far the best idea is going to the mountain. You're not going to let me down, are you? Okay, so nice different ways of convincing or persuading people. Okay, and this is a very common function in your dialogues, which are how to show your preference. What things do you prefer doing? So for example, I prefer swimming to running, okay? Or I would prefer to eat in rather than eat out. I would rather study than watch TV. Or I would rather you did it. Okay, if you're not too sure how to use would rather, would prefer, or prefer, make sure that you watch one of my latest videos, okay, about preferences. There I explain the use of the 3 structures. All right, so now we are getting close to the final part of your dialogue, okay? What do you need to do here? Well, obviously you need to come to an agreement with your partner and decide on something together, okay? Because maybe, I don't know, maybe the situation was that you had to decide, to buy a birthday present for a friend, okay? Or maybe you had to choose what country to visit next, okay? So the idea is that together you decide what to do and try to reach a final agreement. Now, please, please, please avoid agreeing by saying the typical phrase, okay, well, we can go to Ibiza. Okay, good. Okay, that's good. That's a good idea. Okay, we don't want that, okay? Because that's what everybody says, okay? You want to be different and unique, okay? So let me show you some phrases that you can use when reaching an agreement. Now is the time to make a conclusion, to wrap this up, okay? Let's see what can we say. Instead of the boring, okay, that's a good idea, okay? When you reach an agreement, you can say, okay, we have a deal. Or great, sounds like a plan. Okay, that is sorted. Okay, any of these three expressions will be much better than saying, okay, that's a good idea. Okay? Okay, so far we have covered the general structure of a dialogue, which is the introduction, the main body, and the conclusion. But now let me give you some general tips on what things to do and things not to do, okay, in your interaction, okay? Number one is going to be give your information gradually, okay? What do I mean by that? Okay. Do not make the mistake of giving or revealing all the information that you have in your speaking exam in one go, okay? Just break it down, make it gradually, okay? So it's very likely that you're going to have lots of information in your exam sheet, okay? For example, they're going to say that you love traveling by plane, that you want to go to a hot destination, that you have lots of money, that you are into water sports, all that, okay? So do not make the mistake of telling your partner everything, okay, in one go. So for example, okay, we need to decide where to go on holiday. Okay, and for me, I prefer, traveling by plane because I have lots of money, and then I want to go to the beach, and then I want to play a lot of water sports. If you do that, you won't have any more ideas left in your conversation. And remember that the dialogue is going to last for 5 minutes, okay? So it's essential, okay, that you just break it down, okay? Think of it as a tennis match, okay? You just need to serve your ball, okay, and wait for the other person to hit it, okay? And then while they are hitting the ball, you are waiting to see where the ball is going to land, and then you're going to hit it again, okay? So okay, number 2 is remember that a dialogue is not two monologues together, okay? So in a dialogue, remember there is an interaction, so you are supposed to interact, you are supposed to ask questions, you are supposed to react to what your partner is saying, to comment, okay? So it's not simply I'm going to say my part and that's it, and then it has nothing to do with what my partner is saying, but I need to make sense and I need to react to what the other person is talking about, okay? And secondly, respect the turn taking, okay? Do not cut the other person all the time interrupting, but you need to let your partner speak and then take turns in a civilized way, of course. Okay, number 3 is don't agree with your partner straight away. Okay, remember, okay, that a dialogue should last for about 5 minutes, and although it's very tempting to say yes at the first go, okay, try to refrain yourself and try to not agree with that person, because if you do, then again you will run out of ideas and then the dialogue will be over and then you will be sent home, and you don't want that, okay? So make sure that whatever your partner is proposing, okay, try not to say yes openly at the first go. Just maybe try to say at the beginning, well, I'm not really sure about that because, and then you give your reason, okay? Maybe you can propose something else, okay? And then ideally your partner should also say no, okay? And maybe the second time around you can disagree, but in a more flexible way. Well, that could work, but at the same time I'm thinking that this and that, okay? And maybe the third time, okay, you need to control the time really, because it's 5 minutes total, but maybe the third time maybe one of you can openly agree on doing something together, okay? But it's really, really, really important that you remember not to agree at the very beginning, okay? Because number 4, Check your notes, okay? Remember that you will be given the opportunity to write down a few ideas on a piece of paper. So what happens is many times, because we are so nervous, we just completely forget about our notes, and then there we have brilliant structures, fantastic vocabulary that doesn't get used, okay? So it's important that at some point in your dialogue, make sure that you just have a quick look and see, you know, what can you use from these brilliant structures that you have written down, okay? And last but not least, and definitely my favorite, okay, enjoy. I know that it's hard, okay, I know that I'm asking for too much, but it's a scientific fact that every time we smile, okay, we are releasing some chemicals into our brain that is telling us we are okay, you know, nothing is dangerous around here. So if you are smiling in your exam, even if you feel terrified inside, it's helping you. It's helping you because you are building confidence. And not only that, you are showing your examiner that you really control the matter. Okay, so make sure that you smiled quite a lot. So all right, so here we go to the final part of the video. Thank you very much for watching, okay? Good luck with your exams, okay? Keep me posted and leave in the comments section, okay, which of these tips did you like the best, okay? I'll make sure I'll respond. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!